Okay. So welcome to the Yad Vashem. Guys, let us hear the birds and not ourselves. It's a place that I do not know if to welcome one or not to welcome one. We did not have this mountain in Israel for no reason. You are on the western hill of Jerusalem. Prior 67, that hill was not in our hand. The next hill was not in our hand. The whole of the east part of the old city was not in our hand. The only place we could have built a commemoration mountain. And it was far out of the city. Can you stop, you bird? So, the very first, we didn't want to have a Yad Vashem as what it has to be. Why? We built up a country that we wanted to build another character, not the regular Jew, not the regular person. It's nothing to do with God. Why? Why? Why do you think you have America? Because you ran from that same Europe of oppression. Your parents did. Or your great-great-parents left. You all have been there. And you left to a place that you won't be oppressed. That's the whole idea of your movement. Protestants, not Protestants. So if as Christian you've been oppressed, the Jewish people there were double oppressed. They were oppressed of the Christian tyrant, like you, but the Jewish rabbis were no less. So when the young person wanted to speak, he was excommunicated. So those excommunicating, now you do not know what excommunication is. But in the Jewish world, excommunication, they sit Shiva, 7 days, dead. You're dead. No one in the world will talk to you, Jewish world. So what could they do? They picked up those boys and girls and they built in Europe kibbutzim, group, where they shared in common because they had no choice. All the world was against them. And when the pressure grew, like you left to America, they could not. They came here. With words of a hate to everything that is religion or God. Yeah? So this is how the kibbutzim were built in all of this country. Anti-God, anti-God, anti-God. I am a byproduct. What changed your life? What is the biggest change in your life? You meet your spouse, right? You don't know the spouse before. You understand? Are you okay? You don't know the spouse before, right? What you do then? Something in your heart, you can't even control it, you don't even understand it. Boom. That's the law. And there is a covenant because of it. That we so quickly can break it, unfortunately. That's what happened to us. When the Holocaust came, we turned our back to our own brothers. But we've had no choice nor option. God had a different plan. When the exodus of them fled, we couldn't tell them, no, it's not your home. Although we hated their guts. Because they excommunicated us. Why do we need to? But God had other plans. All the gates in the world were closed. This was the only gate that was open. Now we had to live with it. When I married Sagi's mother, I knew her since she was a pisher, 6 years old. When I left to my kibbutz, she left after, and we lived together. And then we got married. And now we have kids. His grandma and his grandpa, still alive, were in the worst situation of all. From lodge, they were taken into the crematoriums, and somebody just picked them up. He died, they lived, they changed their name. My wife, first wife, got born with a different name. But when she went to the kindergarten, she was called Jid, Jew. When they understood that they can change their name and kaftans and everything, it won't happen, won't help. They took her on a trip to Italy. They made it to Haifa, changed her name to Dalia, and then she came to my home because my sister adopted her. I never understood it. I still don't understand it, what the Lord is doing here. Sagi understand better. I don't have that. You do not have that. Very fortunate we are. They have it. This country was built not because we the Zionists came in here, because we were excommunicated, but because of them who survived the worst of all and rise from the ashes and came in here. We didn't like it, but the Lord chose different. You know that you are not allowed to commit suicide and you are not allowed to burn to ashes, right? But if you died because you believe in God and you got burned to ashes, there is a law in the Bible called Kiddush Hashem, sanctification of the holy God's name. Is that clear? And that's law of Kiddush Hashem can be stated by whom? Messiah, anointed high priest. But God forbidden if he is what? If he is turning himself to be the Messiah of the house of David, which have happened many times in our history before. He can state that they who got martyred and burned because they believe in God will be resurrected, although they turn to ashes. It is the reason that when we build this institution, we call it Yad Vashem. Why? Yad, Yud, Dalet, stand instead of Yud, Hey. What is Yud, Hey? The unspoken name of God, Jehovah. You're not allowed. So you do the Yud Dalet, the letter before the Hey. So it's a Yad. No, it's a Yad. It's a hand as well, but it's a Yad. It's the name of God without saying God. You follow me? And what is Shem? Shem is not the name. You use the word Shem when you don't want to say the name of God. Like Baruch Hashem. God shall bless you. So Yad Vashem is holy God, which is Kiddush Hashem. So this is by that name we instituted and constituted the law of Kiddush Hashem. Why did I bring you over here? We still have few people whose numbers are in the hand. You know what the Nazis did at the very beginning? At the Crystal Nacht in 1938? They burned first the books. Then they burned and destroyed the synagogues and churches. Then what? They burned the people. The three, no, no, no. They did. And they wanted to build a world where they are God. The Jews are always the very first symptom, but they're only the beginning. The end is all of you.